This is a Patriots CLNS roundtable. Alex Barth, Michael Laundrie, Mike Petralia joining you as we inch closer and closer to the draft. Guys, last week we talked a lot of quarterbacks, and that is the big talk of this draft, not just in New England, but Patriots have other needs. There's other exciting players out there. So Combine's done now. I know we all said last week we're big Combine guys. So who stood out? Give me a name or two that the Patriots may be looking at early round, late round, offense, defense. Just somebody, to throw in the prediction machine that when we come back on at the start of May, you can come on and be, I got it. I told you they were going to take him.
Mike, why don't you go?
Sure. Well, I'll give you a couple guys. I'll go one corner and then two linebackers, even though they kind of play different linebacker positions. Okay. I've got Kevin Tolliver out of LSU, a guy who is a big body, 6'2", over 215, 220 pounds. He's a big corner. Might end up getting moved to safety eventually in his career, but he's a big guy. He was one of the higher ranked cornerbacks coming into the season. Had an off year, kind of dropped. He's right now projected a third or fourth round pick. I think it would be a decent idea to go after him because I think that the Patriots in their earlier picks will go after someone similar to maybe a Rashaan Evans. I know Alex likes the name simply because it's an Alabama guy.
Not simply, but that is part of it.
And I mean, they have gone, early on Alabama linebackers in the past. See Dante Hightower, right? So I think that would be a decent idea. And another guy, Harold Landry. If they can get the BC guy, Harold Landry, second, third round projection right now. I think if they can get him with that, maybe it's the 43rd pick. If he's around, I think a pass rusher like that might be a decent idea. So it's either going to be corner or linebacker, I think. And I think that those three guys are names to keep an eye out for.
Trax, how about you?
I'm going to give you two offensive tackles because everybody's concerned about Nate Solder and, the unknown about Antonio Garcia from last year. I'm going to give you Colton Miller, an offensive tackle out of UCLA, protected the blind side of Josh Rosen with the Bruins. He had a huge combine and set offensive record for offensive linemen with a 10'1" broad jump. That's some athleticism, guys. He also ran a 4.95 40 at 310 pounds. Again, how many times have we talked athleticism in New England in terms of offensive linemen? And I just like those numbers and the way his stock really rose at the combine. He's somebody to keep an eye on. And if this guy falls, and maybe wishful thinking here, Connor Williams, the tackle from Texas, inconsistent, but certainly had an outstanding 2016. He's somebody else they might take a chance on if he is available. Certainly, if he falls into the second round, he's a guy that keep a really close eye on with the Patriots' early second round pick.
And again, we discussed the Nate Solder situation earlier. If you're watching this on YouTube, you want to go back and find that. You can check it out on the CLNS YouTube page. Two guys for me. I got one on one on one side of the ball, the other, you guys will have to tell me what side of the ball he's on. But first off, tell me if this sounds familiar. Projected 4th, 5th round pick, safety, extremely athletic, a little raw on the football skills, excellent special teamer, can play in the box. That sounds like a guy the Patriots are going to take in the second round, right? I'm talking about DeShon Elliott out of Texas. I love the kid's tape. He flies all over the field, extremely quick, extremely agile. He has a nose for the ball. He has good instincts. His coverage skills are lacking somewhat. He definitely is more of an in-the-box, strong safety than a free safety. He has the ability, if he can learn to play zone, to become a cover safety. If the Patriots took him even in the third round, even late in the third round, I'd actually be very happy with it. I think he's a guy who would flourish under their system. But he is a guy could see them taking at 43, and that is way too high for him. So I like the player. Don't know if I necessarily like them taking him that early in the draft, but I would not be upset if DeShon Elliott comes into New England as a late day 2, or definitely if they get him on day 3, I'll be thrilled. I think he's a guy who can succeed, and as Patrick Chung gets up there in age, he could be a definite replacement for Patrick Chung. So DeShon Elliott, they call him the Joker out of Texas, and I'm going to give you guys I know the Patriots don't have a 7th round pick, but either a late 6th round or maybe even a priority undrafted free agent projection. And that's Joel Lanning, the athlete out of Iowa State. This is a guy, remember, he was a linebacker his freshman year, was a running back in high school, switched to linebacker at Iowa State, had a pretty decent year at linebacker his first year for the Cyclones, and then due to injuries this year, played quarterback and led them in the upset over Oklahoma. It was a dual threat quarterback, can throw the ball, can run a little bit. But again, was a linebacker at the beginning of the season. Had one of the highest GPAs on the team. I believe he was all academic in the Big 12. Does this not sound like a Belichick player to you guys? Like at all? Like it just screams Belichick.
How many linebackers / quarterbacks do you have out there? I mean, it's 100% sounds like a Belichick guy. I mean, it's first of all, just like you said, IQ wise. I mean, football IQ wise, the guy has to be off the charts if he's playing linebacker, which is kind of quarterback of the defense, and then quarterback. You know what I mean? And it's a guy that it would certainly make sense for Belichick to take a flyer on someone like that.
I'm just saying he missed out on Keenan Reynolds. Yeah, go ahead, Trags.
No, I was just going to say versatility is everything to Bill, and what Bill really likes to do in the draft, as much as he's unpredictable, he likes to get guys who read the field in many different ways. It's not necessarily how much you can do, because I think Belichick feels his staff can coach you up to play the game the way he wants it played. The one thing that Bill can't coach is how these players inherently see the field. And when you're talking about a quarterback or a linebacker and guys that can do both and play both sides of the ball, that is something you can't teach, right? That is just the way they see the field inherently, and that's what Bill looks for.
And I'll say this about Lanning too, played some special teams, and I was just reading, I believe it was Bucky Brooks on NFL.com. They're saying he could make the switch to running back or even fullback in the NFL. So he may not be done changing positions. We know they need a goal line back. He's a big kid. So again, Joel Lanning, Deshaun Elliott, Trags, you had Connor Williams, and I'm trying to remember the other tackle you had.
Colton Miller.
Colton Miller.
Out of UCLA, yes.
And then Michael Longi had Rashawn Evans. You have to help me with the other two.
It was Rashawn Evans / Harold Landry with linebacker, and then Kevin Tolliver the second at corner.
All right. Sounds like Mike Longi's mic is dying, and that's going to be as much time for us as well. So we'll step away. I just want to remind everybody that this roundtable is brought to you by DraftKings. You can go to DraftKings.com. Use the promo code CLNS for a discount when you sign up. Also brought to you by RXBar. Go to rxbar.com/CLNS for a discount on your order. If you want to listen to this full roundtable, you can check it out on clnsmedia.com. You can also check out the previous sections on the CLNS YouTube page. For Mike Longi and Mike Petraglia, my name's Alex Bard. This has been another Patriots CLNS roundtable. We'll talk to you. I think we'll have one more of these before the draft. We'll talk to you around draft time. Thanks for watching, everybody.